Hey guys, and welcome back to another Wednesday. Meetups versus dating. I don't know about you guys, but I have a battle between the two. I feel like as I've gotten older, there's just come two distinctions when it comes to meeting new people in my life. Especially if you expect these people to become special people in your life. And at first, I used to think that dating was always the way to go until you start to come across a few extenuating circumstances. I will explain the differences between a meetup and dating and what my preference actually is. Meetups. So the reason why I like meetups, let's describe what is a meetup to you. So to me, the way that I like to describe a meetup is when you're going, like let's just say you end up speaking with someone that you're talking to, whether it's online or through mutual friend, and there is a common interest to get together. You're both single. A meetup is good because a meetup doesn't set any big expectation that there is a date involved. So it takes the nervousness away from anyone having to feel like they're going on a date and having to dress up and having to pick out a restaurant. But the meetup is proposed to get the two people together to see if there's a common interest enough to take it further into a date. For me, for example, what I like to do as meetups is make it almost into like a mini date. For all my meetups, and it's gonna sound terrible because it sounds like I do this with every single person, but I think it is absolutely true to do this. And you can find your own niche of what works for you or what works for the other person, but I feel that it's always easy to get together with someone who either likes to drink coffee or tea. And I would also say drinks if two people mutually agree to maybe getting together for drinks, and that's great. I try to steer away from drinks because you really don't know how people interact when they have a few drinks in them, and sometimes people just don't know their limits, so you just don't know what you're gonna get yourself involved with. At least with coffee or tea, I mean, someone's gonna either like, a person's gonna either like coffee, they're gonna either like tea, and if they don't like either, then I'm sure that the place that sells coffee or tea sells like lemonade or hot chocolate and things like that. So there's different variations of you guys getting together and having like a mutual chat and trying to see if there's common interest between the two. The great thing about this meetup is great because it keeps it short and sweet. When two people come together, as soon as you see each other, there is either that mind feeling that you know that you either physically like this person or you don't physically like this person. See, there's either going to be great topics of discussion, and it gives you that moment to really figure out if there's any actual interest other than the physicality also of it. So drinking coffee or tea really only takes about 15 minutes, if not 20 minutes to 30. The most it could take is maybe 30 minutes out of your time if there's no mutual interest. If there is, then great. The coffee date is going great. It can probably extend a little bit longer. And if you guys want to and two people feel hungry, then you can take it from there. And then there's dating. Of course, dating is more of like the bigger version of it. So I would like to say if a meetup goes very, very well and there is a mutual interest between two people, both physically, emotionally, conversationally, anything that ends with a Lee, you move forward into a date. What's bigger about a date? A date is kind of like a mutual respect that there is that mutual interest. You spend a little bit more time, so maybe one of you might take the time to figure out what type of restaurant you want to go to, what type of dinner. I always think it's fair for both people to pay for themselves during a date unless one person insists. If it turns into a date, obviously there is something there and you guys are testing it out. I don't think anyone's gonna ever find out if they really like someone with like off the bat like that. Sometimes I feel like in order to really like someone or even just in general fall in love with someone, you have to kind of get to know them and build a relation with this person to kind of understand them more as human beings. This is why people continuously date. They don't just date once, they continue to date and see, wow, is this really gonna work? I still need to know more about this person. And then throughout this time, you figure out, wow, I really do see myself enjoying myself around this person. They're so cool and they're so great that I want to continue to get to know them. And it's okay. And if it doesn't work out, then you know what? Then you're dating enough to figure out whether this person is right for you. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work out. And that's the whole point of dating. So yes, two different distinctions. Meetups versus dating. What are your guys' thoughts on meetups and dates? If you guys have any comments, please leave them down below. You guys know how to subscribe to my channel, all at LuisLuxe here. And feel free to follow me on all my social media, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. I think that's all of it. All at LuisLuxe. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Take care.